So the healing process operates on 3 levels. Now I'm about to introduce this idea of levels, and as we move through the program, there'll be more than 3, but let's start with 3. There's what's called the primary level of healing. And when we are functioning and working at the primary level, so to speak, we are working with, kind of redundant, we're working with the primary energies and intelligences of life itself. So this practicing, this healing, it takes place very close to the point in what's called the super subtle levels of consciousness, where one of the features of this level is that the self-other distinction is barely present, and that radiance itself is the dominant self-sense. It's expressed in every tradition in different ways. In Sanskrit, there's a phrase, aham brahmasmi. I am reality, the sage says. My father and I are one is a familiar expression in the West. There are many others. This is the primary domain of healing. The secondary domain of healing is where we are working with and working through, so to speak, archetypal symbols and archetypal patterns of consciousness. And this process takes place in the astral or subtle levels, and there are many subtle levels of consciousness. And within this arena of healing, the self-other distinctions arise in archetypal forms like the lover and the beloved, the knower and the known, and many others. And the third level is called tertiary, the tertiary domain of doing the healing work. And this is where we're working with and through people, events, and things of our daily life. And this healing work takes place primarily in the waking state, the earth plane it's called, the physical levels of consciousness. And here the self-other distinctions become very vivid, and they appear as solid, separate selves. So there are healing methods for each of these levels. And they're all beautiful. They're all needed. They're all important. And it's important also to know that the higher levels transcend and include, or we could say, infuse the lower. The higher level identity transformations generalize and infuse the lower level identities. If I awaken to aham brahmasmi, I'm going to say it this way. If I awaken to aham prema, I am loving awareness, that consciousness, which is primary level consciousness, can infuse the lower levels. Now, the thing that I have experienced in my life is that doing the work on the lower levels prepares the ground to receive the infusion. So there is work to be done at every level.